Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where I share practical tips and strategies that I picked up during my MBA in the UK and from real life. Whether you are a student pushing to get ahead or a young professional like me looking to level up in your career, then you are in the right place. Today, I want to introduce you two powerful tools that transformed how I approach my both personal and professional life: scenario planning and backcasting. These tools have been total game changers for me, especially when I feel stuck or when I feel unsure about my next steps, whether it's career choices, personal goals, or even financial planning. By the end of this video, you know exactly how to use these tools to build a roadmap to get you to the future that you desire. And you feel much more confident and also more in control of your journey. So if you are ready to stop feeling stuck and start planning your next move or moves, then let's jump right in. Now, before we start, let's be honest here. Let's be real. How many times have you asked yourself, what do I really want? And then felt completely overwhelmed. It sounds simple, but when you really start thinking about it, it's easy to get lost. I've been there too. I worked in so many different industries, completed multiple degrees, launched projects and hobbies in the hope or in the search for each new thing would bring me something clarity, I was always hoping like, okay, this would be it, like this is something I want to do. But until you really try and you learned about like, maybe that's not what I truly want. Here's what I figure out: just jumping into new things isn't enough. You need to figure out, or you need to understand why something works for you and why it doesn't, or you just end up repeating in the same patterns. And that's where these two tools come in. They help me break out of the cycles of uncertainty. And today I'm going to show you how you can use them to create your own roadmap forward. Let's start with scenario planning. The idea here is to map out different what if situations. You're not trying to predict the future because simply you can't. Instead, you are preparing yourself for different possibilities so you can stay flexible and ready for whatever comes your way. Here's how it works. Let's say you're thinking about moving after graduation, but you're feeling stuck, you feel unsure. So scenario planning helps you break that decision down into different possible futures. You could scenario one: stay in your current city, feel safe, close to your family, but maybe you're missing out on the bigger opportunities. Scenario two: move to another city, new jobs, options, but you might need to adjust to a new environment. Or scenario three: if you want to move abroad, so it's gonna be like huge personal growth, but challenges like learning a new culture, languages might come with it. Or scenario four, this is where you need to do your homework. What would it be if you are planning on or what you're going to do after your graduation? The key here is it's not just about listing options, it's about understanding why you want those options. Do they align with your values, your strengths? And you got to ask yourself, why do I want this to happen? By asking yourself these questions, they will keep you grounded in the choices that you make. Now, let's take a look at the pros and cons of scenario planning, because everything always has two sides of a coin. Scenario planning has some amazing benefits, but also comes with challenges. So first of all, the advantages of scenario planning: mental preparation. It helps you mentally prepare for various outcomes, so like nothing takes you by surprise, and it helps you build the confidence. You feel more confident in your decisions because you already thought through different options through analysis, gathering information, etc. And self reflection, it pushes you to reflect on what really matters to you, your values and your goals. And of course, scenario planning is not perfect. And so here is the disadvantages of this framework. It's time consuming because it takes a lot of effort and it can feel overwhelming. Also, scenario planning is about plausible different outcomes, right? So when it comes to thinking about too many scenarios, that can lead you to analysis paralysis. So I would say keep your options around four. Trust me, I've been there too. Like I come up with so many different scenario, and I feel like, everything is possible. Everything is just reasonable with me. But yeah, it could feel overwhelming by too many options. So that's where the second tool comes in. Backcasting. Backcasting is one of my favorites, and it's about, well, it's something I also learned during my MBA, and that just resonates with me so much. Unlike scenario planning, where you're preparing for different futures, backcasting starts with your ultimate goal and works backward to identify the steps to get there. So basically, you think forward and then you reason backward, if that makes sense. Let's say your big goal is to retire early, and you start by picturing that life. What's your financial situation? How are you spending your time? Then you break it down step by step, and you work backwards. Okay, I'm gonna take myself as an example to make it easier for you. Okay, so I am in my, okay, I'm not gonna reveal my age, but well, I'm under 40s, okay, and so let's say I'm in my late 30s, and I have 10 years to put out my roadmap for my retirement plan. So if I want to retire at the age of 50, so now let's say working backward 2 years, at the age of 48, what needs to happen, what do I need to achieve to make sure that by the age of 50 I'm done, I'm retired, and I do my other things. So I already have my investment generating passive income, for example, at the age of 48, and then 2 years step back by the time 46. And what else that I need to achieve? Like all my debts are free, all of my student loans, everything is already done. So that's how you move backwards, right? Also, starting the point that like today, where are you today, and what kind of resources and capabilities or skill set that you need to acquire in order for you to move forward. So basically, backcasting gives you clarity because you know exactly what steps you need to take to move forward to that future. But just like scenario planning, backcasting comes with its own benefits and drawbacks. So let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of backcasting. The number one is clarity. It helps you define clear, actionable milestones directly aligned with your end goal. And it gives you motivation because by visualizing your future keeps you motivated as you tackle those, smaller steps, knowing they contribute to a bigger picture. And backcasting gives you the flexibility. Even though backcasting is goal oriented, it allows you to adjust and pivot along the way without losing sight of your ultimate target. And also, backcasting helps you to stay focused. It narrows down your choices, helping you avoid distractions that don't contribute to your main goal. And of course, here are the disadvantages. So, backcasting requires a clear goal. It works best when you have a specific long-term objective. Without clarity on where you want to go, this technique can be challenging to apply. Backcasting lacks flexibility for unknowns. Since backcasting works backward from a specific endpoint, unexpected live event can throw you off your plan. And also, backcasting can be challenging to implement. For some, thinking too far ahead can feel overwhelming, especially if you are more focused on immediate needs. Both scenario planning and backcasting encourage you to reflect on your current resources and capabilities and help you identify what additional resources or skills you need to develop to achieve your goals. In my experience, scenario planning can be very, very, very time consuming, especially when you're doing it alone. At times, I felt completely overwhelmed by the amount of information I have to analyze. That's where backcasting became the perfect framework to support my decision making process. For example, during my MBA, I mapped out four possible scenarios for my future with specific timelines. I knew that if one scenario didn't work out, I could transition to the next one without losing sight of the bigger picture. So I started with my ultimate desired future, my life mission, and I worked backward from there. Then I developed four different scenarios, each leading to that ultimate goal. And also, like with each scenario, I mapped out actionable plans so that I know like what step I need to take to make that scenario my reality. Here's what that looks like. Scenario one, got accepted into a paid traineeship program at EUIPO in Spain. Scenario two, launch a gamification education app in the UK. And you might ask, oh, why this scenario? Because like during my MBA, I have so many ideas, like how I want to create a new business venture, and I love education. And also, I want to come up with like some idea how to stimulate, how to make education entertaining and engaging at the same time. So I come up with, by talking to a lot of professors, and then I come up with maybe I can do the gamification venture business, whatever. But anyway, so going back to the scenarios planning, so and then my scenario three is to stay in the UK and or even explore possibility in Europe, pursuing a new career direction via a corporate job, whether in the UK or in Europe. And scenario four is to get a fully funded PhD in the UK or even in Europe. By that time, for me, the UK is a reasonable step. And by using backcasting, I was able to figure out what actions I needed to take to make each of these scenarios possible. So this gave me the flexibility to shift between scenarios depending on how things unfolded while keeping my ultimate goal in sight. This method helped me manage the uncertainties of life transitions with a sense of purpose and flexibility. Here's something crucial that I want to highlight. None of this works without reflection. The power of reflection isn't just about experimenting, but understanding why things work for you and why they don't. So that's why you really need to ask yourself, like, why do you want those scenarios to happen? And once again, do they align with your values, your interests, and your long-term goal? One of the best ways to start reflecting is through journaling. This simple habit has been a game changer for me as well. So whether you prefer typing on a laptop or writing in a notebook, this is me. I actually have multiple notebooks for different thoughts, for even for dreams, even for my goals, and one other notebook I dedicate to practicing gratitude. Journaling daily help you track your thought, energy levels, and emotion, and critically reflect on your decisions without any judgments. Over time, you notice the patterns. By journaling, it allows you to measure what energizes you and what drains you. And as the saying goes, you can only improve what you can measure. So start today measuring your thoughts and experiences. You learned, how to gain insights that lead you to greater clarity and personal growth. If you're wondering how to start, try asking yourself questions like, what resources do I have to explore different futures? Or what ultimate goal am I working toward? And how can I break that down? This process may feel abstract at first, but with consistency, the result will become clear and clearer. In life, we often feel conflicted when making decisions, especially when we are unsure of the outcome. So maybe you're stuck in a job that no longer excites you, but hesitate to make a change because it feels safe. I've been there too, caught in between the comfort of security and the desire to try something new. And here's what I learned: life is always unpredictable. And while we can't control everything, it's far better to act than to react. Because when you act, you take control of your decisions. And when you react, you let the external factors drive your emotions and choices, which often leads to regret. So, to avoid this, you need to prepare for different scenarios and view them without labeling them as right or wrong. They're just different possibilities. Even if things don't turn out as expected, focus on what you can learn and improve. The goal here is to transform setbacks into learning opportunities. Another important key point here is to learn how to detach from the outcome. Because once again, you can't control the result, but you can control the effort you put in. So give it 100% or even 200% to what you do and let go of what happens next. This mindset will reduce frustration and help you focus on the things within your control. So, my friends, thank you so much for sticking with me until now. When it comes to navigating life's uncertainties, having a clear vision and a flexible plan is essential. Scenario planning helps you explore multiple futures and prepare for whatever might come your way. Backcasting helps you reverse engineer your path, creating a roadmap that leads directly to your ultimate goal. By mastering both of these tools, you can take charge of your future, whether you're choosing a career path, deciding what to leave, or working toward long term goals like financial independence. When combined, these tools give you the flexibility to adapt without losing sight of your mission. So take the time to map out your possibilities and the steps needed to reach your goals. With a clear roadmap, you feel more confident and prepared for life's uncertainties. Remember, you're not just a passenger on this journey, your journey. My friends, the future just doesn't happen to you. You are the one who have the power to shape it. So this is the end of the video, and if this video resonates with you, if you feel inspired from my content, I'd like you to join me on this journey by hitting the subscribe button, like and share this video to have whoever might need it. Your support will help me grow this channel, and I continue creating helpful contents that benefit you. And of course, I would love to hear from you as well. So please share with me your progress. Leave a comment in the section below, and let's learn, grow, and design the future we want together.